They weren't just renting movies. They were renting Friday nights. 1985, Dallas, Texas. David Cook, a computer programmer, had a problem. Local video stores had terrible selection, random inventory, no system. Cook saw opportunity in the chaos. He opened the first Blockbuster with 8,000 VHS tapes, 10 times more than competitors. But the real innovation wasn't selection. It was the computerized inventory system Cook programmed himself. Every rental tracked, every customer preference logged, every store customized to its neighborhood. The system worked. Within 2 years, Wayne Huizenga acquired Blockbuster and went supersonic. New store every 17 hours. By 2004, 9,100 stores across the globe, 84,300 employees, $6 billion in annual revenue. The business model was elegant. Charge $3 for a 3-day rental. If you returned late, $1 per day in late fees. The math was beautiful. In 2000, late fees generated $800 million, 16% of total revenue. Customers hated it. Blockbuster didn't care. The fees weren't a bug. They were the business model. Blockbuster became infrastructure. Friday night ritual, browse aisles, grab popcorn, debate with family, drive home. The experience was the product. Meanwhile, technology was shifting. DVDs replaced VHS. Smaller, cheaper, better quality. Hollywood studios started selling DVDs directly to consumers. Walmart accepted Warner Brothers' 40% revenue share deal, the same deal Blockbuster rejected. Walmart surpassed Blockbuster as Warner's biggest revenue source. First crack in the foundation. Blockbuster optimized for rentals. Studios optimized for ownership. The formats aligned. The incentives didn't. But with 60 million customers and $6 billion in revenue, Blockbuster was invincible. The giant of home entertainment. The Friday night monopoly. Nobody saw the mail carrier coming. September 2000. Dallas. Blockbuster headquarters. Reed Hastings and Marc Randolph sat across from CEO John Antioco. Netflix had 300,000 subscribers. Blockbuster had 60 million customers. Netflix was losing $57 million per year. Blockbuster generated $5 billion in revenue. The proposal. Blockbuster buys Netflix for $50 million. Netflix runs online operations. Blockbuster promotes Netflix in stores. A partnership, a hedge, a way forward together. Antioco's response, according to Randolph, they laughed us out of the room. The logic was airtight. Netflix represented 0.5% of Blockbuster's customer base. DVD by mail seemed clunky. Select online. Wait days for delivery, mail back, wait again. Blockbuster offered instant gratification. Drive to store, grab movie, watch tonight. The data supported rejection. Broadband penetration, 6% of U.S. households. Streaming was science fiction. DVD by mail was niche for, quote, movie buffs who didn't care about new releases. The dot-com bubble was bursting. Tech stocks were collapsing. Netflix looked like another overvalued startup circling the drain. $50 million for a money-losing mail service? The math said no. But underneath the rejection lived a deeper fear. If Blockbuster invested in online, it validated the model. If online succeeded, it cannibalized stores. Store revenue, $6 billion. Late fee revenue, $800 million. Online revenue, uncertain. The incentive structure said, protect what's working. What Blockbuster didn't see. Netflix wasn't competing on convenience. They were competing on pain removal. No late fees, no driving, no, sorry, that's rented out. One flat monthly price. $19.99 for unlimited rentals. Hastings had started Netflix after paying a $40 Blockbuster late fee for Apollo 13. The business model was born from customer resentment. Blockbuster had 800 million reasons to ignore that resentment. The meeting ended. Netflix left empty-handed. Antioco returned to managing 9,100 stores. The giant continued growing. The startup continued bleeding cash. 3 years later, Netflix reached 1 million subscribers. By 2006, 6 million subscribers. The niche was expanding. The mail was working. The late fees Blockbuster charged were funding Netflix's growth. Every angry customer was a conversion candidate. Antioco eventually recognized the threat. 2004, Blockbuster launched Blockbuster Online. DVD by mail. No late fees. Hybrid model, rent online, return in-store. The Total Access program. It worked. Blockbuster Online grew to 2 million subscribers. For a brief moment, 2006 to 2007, Blockbuster was genuinely competing. The giant had adapted. The upstart faced a real fight. Then Carl Icahn arrived. 2005. Carl Icahn, activist investor, acquired controlling interest in Blockbuster. He looked at the numbers and saw waste. Blockbuster Online was growing. It had 2 million subscribers, but it was losing money on every subscriber. The economics, shipping costs, customer acquisition, no late fees. Margins were terrible. Total Access, the hybrid program, cannibalized store traffic. Customers rented online, returned in-store, grabbed free rental. Revenue per transaction collapsed from $5.19 to $2.79. Wall Street hated it. Stock price dropped. Losses mounted. May 2007. The decision. Icahn reduced CEO John Antioco's annual bonus from $3 million to $0. Antioco, who'd built Blockbuster Online and recognized Netflix as existential threat, left. Icahn installed new CEO, James Keyes, former 7-Eleven executive. Keyes' mandate: cut costs, protect stores, return to profitability. Keyes scrapped Total Access immediately. Blockbuster Online investment slashed. The message: stores are the business. Digital is distraction. Every metric supported this decision. Stores generated 95% of revenue. Online generated 5% at massive loss. Blockbuster Online required $200 million annual investment. Wall Street demanded profitability. Analysts agreed, quote, focus on core business. Keyes told Fast Company in 2010, quote, renting at Blockbuster is a lot easier than trying to route movies through my Xbox or Nintendo. He believed physical retail was permanent. Technology was fad. The board agreed. Icahn controlled board votes. Finance logic dominated strategy logic. But here's what the decision really was. Icahn's investment thesis: Blockbuster stock undervalued because of unprofitable digital spending. Cut digital stock rises, Icahn profits on short-term trade. His holding period: 18 to 24 months. Long-term survival, not his concern. Keyes' compensation: tied to EBITDA and store profitability. Not subscriber growth, not market share, not competitive positioning. If he grew Blockbuster Online, his bonus decreased. If he cut costs and hit quarterly targets, his bonus maxed out. Real estate executives on board owned strip mall properties with Blockbuster as anchor tenant. Store closures hurt their separate real estate holdings. They voted against digital investment. The organizational chart: store operations had 60,000 employees and political power. Digital had 800 employees and no boardroom representation. Budget battles went to stores every time. The signals were there. Netflix subscribers, 6 million in 2006, 8 million in 2007, 12 million in 2009. Growth accelerating. Netflix launched streaming January 2007. Unlimited streaming included with DVD subscription at no extra cost. Instantly, 1 million subscribers had streaming access. Within 12 months, 6 million streaming-capable subscribers. Blockbuster's own customer surveys, obtained in bankruptcy proceedings, 73% said they, quote, would consider canceling if online option unavailable. 68% rated, quote, convenience of Netflix as reason for switching. Internal emails from Blockbuster online executives, 2007, quote, we're 3 years behind Netflix in algorithms, 18 months behind in logistics, and losing ground monthly. Without investment, we'll be irrelevant by 2010. All dismissed. Keys' response, quote, our brand is stronger. Customers prefer in-store experience. Here's what was traded. Chose $200 million annual savings from cutting Blockbuster online investment. Immediate EBITDA improvement. Stock bump. Short term. Sacrificed. Only competitive digital asset. 2 million online subscribers who became Netflix customers within 18 months. Ability to pivot when streaming became dominant. Optionality. The hedge against format disruption. Why invisible? Savings showed up on quarterly earnings. Measured, rewarded, visible. Lost future market position didn't show up anywhere until it was too late. 2007. Blockbuster kills digital investment. 2008 Netflix hits 10 million subscribers, nor. 2009 Blockbuster revenue, $4.1 billion, down from $6 billion. 2010 Blockbuster files bankruptcy. Debt, $1 billion. The decision optimized for the spreadsheet. Destroyed the company. Late fees were the original sin. 2005, Blockbuster eliminated late fees to compete with Netflix. Revenue collapsed. The catch, keep a movie over 1 week, pay the full DVD price, $15 to $25. Customers felt deceived. Lawsuits cost $600 million. Worse, popular titles stayed checked out. New release availability dropped 40%. Customer satisfaction cratered. Late fee revenue, $800 million in 2000, $134 million in 2009. From 16% of revenue to 3%. The business model was built on customer punishment. When punishment disappeared, the model broke. Then there was the debt. Viacom spin-off terms. Blockbuster borrowed $905 million for dividend payment. By 2010, $1 billion owed. Annual interest, $200 million. Netflix had zero debt. The math didn't work. 2007, Blockbuster. Online team resigned en masse after Total Access killed. VP of Digital Strategy left for Netflix with 15 engineers. Head of Customer Analytics left for Amazon. Head of Recommendation Algorithm quit entirely. Blockbuster lost institutional knowledge at exactly the moment digital became the battlefield. Store closures accelerated. 2005, 9,100 stores. 2010, 3,800 stores. Each closure triggered lease penalties, severance costs, inventory write-downs. Store closures didn't save money. They accelerated cash burn. Meanwhile, Redbox launched with $1 rentals. No membership, no late fees. By 2010, 22,000 kiosks. Network effect reversed. Fewer stores meant fewer customers, meant worse selection, meant fewer customers. Death spiral. 2010. Blockbuster filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy. CEO Keys insisted, "This is a reorganization. Blockbuster bonds traded at 3 cents on the dollar. Blockbuster didn't fail because it missed streaming. It failed because its revenue model made adaptation financially suicidal. Trap 1, revenue hostage model. Late fees, $800 million from customer frustration. When eliminated in 2005, revenue collapsed $600 million. Netflix's insight, flat fee subscription removes punishment, creates loyalty. Customers paid for peace of mind, not movies. Blockbuster optimized for transaction extraction. Netflix optimized for lifetime value. Extraction has ceiling. Lifetime value has compounding. Trap 2, real estate as anchor. 9,100 stores seemed like network effect. Reality, more stores equals more lease obligations equals less agility. Total lease obligations in 2010, $4 billion. Early termination penalties, $100 million per 100 stores closed. Netflix had warehouses, movable, scalable. Blockbuster had retail leases, locked in, immovable, expensive. The asset became liability. The moat became quicksand. Trap 3, incentive, misalignment, cascade. Icon's timeline, 18 months. Key's compensation, quarterly, EBITDA. Wall Street. Demanded profitability now, not investment in future. Every decision maker optimized for different timeline. No one optimized for survive, streaming, transition. Cut Blockbuster online. Return to profitability. Hit bonus. Icon exits. Company dies. If Blockbuster had bought Netflix for $50 million, 60 million customers plus Netflix algorithm equals dominant recommendation engine. Blockbuster brand plus Netflix convenience equals streaming leader.